All right, we are live once again, shooting the shiz with DK and the Schwag. It's been a while, buddy. It feels like a while. Last one was with Devo last week, but it feels like forever, right?
Did we do one last week?
We did one with Devo. Was it Devo last week?
We did do Devo. We did Devontae. That's right. We did do last week. I totally forgot about that. He was 40 minutes late, so it slipped my mind.
Yeah, he rushed for you, my friend. Yeah, but, that was a fun stream, but yeah, it still feels like it's been a while.
Well, we haven't been consistent because we've been getting into convention weekends. I mean, convention time, and you know, I am. You are starting to get into your convention thing, and I've just started a little bit before you, and then we're gonna meet up at a few places. Unfortunately, we had one place we were gonna do together, and that has been totally canceled. So we will apologize for all the folks that were going to come see us at Midwest Monster Fest. I mean, the promoter, you know, last year he had a heart attack, so we understand. And this year it's tough for ticket sales, and I have no idea, you know, about ticket sales.
I just feel like when you say ticket sales, that means you just gotta get those flyers printed up, get in that area, hand them out, do whatever you have to do for the vendors who
now exactly for the vendors. Now, personally, for me, since if folks don't know, we've had we had new landlords on our property that bought our place, and they assured me, my wife, and our dog that we would be able to stay here for a couple more years. And 4 months, actually not even 4 months, since they've taken over, 3 months, they served us with a get the hell out of Dodge in 60 days. So I've been scrambling to find a new place, which I always have. I'm always been good at finding places. But when you're under the gun to do that, it's a whole different thing, especially when you and I are in the middle of starting to go on this. So the only blessing for me with Midwest Monster Fest going is it means I have a week. I'll have another week to be home and start packing everything that we can, and you know, hopefully we find a place soon. But that's neither here nor there. So Midwest Monster Fest is canceled. But I'm excited because tomorrow morning, very early in the morning, I am flying to Baton Rouge to be hanging out with my man, Tom Matthews and Mr. CJ Graham, amongst other celebrities that are going to be there. But it's nice to get the band back together and get to hang out with those two guys.
And what's the name of that convention? Because we're going to be pulling that up. We'll be going over some of the guests that are there.
That is the Cult Classic Baton Rouge. Now, they do the Cult Classic out there in Texas, and Roy Rose, who runs that, owns the gas station, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station, the original, which I will be signing at in November as well. So I'm real excited. I mean, the Baton Rouge is going to be a first-time show for him. But the Cult Classic has some cachet. It's a good name, just like Crypticon is, and we just did the Denver Crypticon, had a first time show up there. So this could be a real good Baton Rouge could be fun, and there it is. And Jordan DeForce.
I always remember Star Wars and say Force.
So that's Jordan DeForce, our buddy, mask making, costume making guy, is going to be, he lives a couple hours away, so he's going to come down and hang out with me, which is great because I've never met him. I mean, we've, you know me, I love to get on Messenger and see people in person. So, so I'm excited to be able to say hello to him and, you know, get some good seafood down there in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, but I've never been to Baton Rouge, and if I knew this event wasn't going to go, I would have done this event. Remember, we had talked about it. I didn't want to be gone that long. So I'm a little bummed out on missing that one. It looks like a fun event, but maybe next year I'll hit it, depending on what our schedules are like. I think we're going to have a real busy 2024. At least that's my gut feeling, but that should be a great event. And let's go over, you want to go over some of these guests?
Let's see some of these folks coming.
The Schwag there, so there's two great guests. Tom Matthews, if anybody hasn't met him and they are going to meet him at Baton Rouge, such a great guy. And you and him have really buddied up. Oh, you got the Night of the Demons reunion.
Oh, nice.
Al Havens, Amelia Kincaid, Alvin Alexis.
Look at the director. of Friday the 13th, Part 6, correct?
Yep, Tom McLaughlin, the talented Tom McLaughlin, also in Vengeance 1 and 2 by Jason Brooks.
A very fine actor.
Yeah, and then Mr. Graham, Mr. CJ Graham, awesome dude. He still looks like he could don the mask and be as beast mode as he was back in, what was it, 88? When it came out, 86. I mean, I'm forgetting now. 86, I believe, was when Part 6 came out. Had a brain fart, and his nemesis, but you know they're really close. Tom Matthews, what you mentioned. I love Tom. Tom's a great guy. CJ is a great guy. I've been lucky enough to meet both of them a few times. And
Darcy DeMoss going to be there.
Yes.
Darcy and myself. This is a fun fact about Darcy. We graduated from the same high school, which was one of those. It's like a prep thing. It's like, hey, listen, regular high school don't want you, at least in my case. So go to this place and graduate real quickly. You'll do your whole senior year in like a month, in which I think in 6 weeks I graduated my senior year in high school because I was just having a hard time going to school and I hurt my back. So I wasn't going to be able to get a football scholarship at that point. And I was just like, I'm working bars already and I'm going on the road with bands. So how do I graduate? So my dad is happy. So I went to Belmont College Prep, and Darcy DeMoss said that she also went to Belmont College Prep and got her degree. And it's probably for her, it was because she was probably in the midst of acting all that time and was, acting back then. So we share a little high school experience together.
Oh, somebody's messaging in Facebook user. I didn't get a chance to announce your name, and we're going to go through some of these comments too. Some great people here. Looking forward to seeing you in the booth again this year. Oh, okay. I thought both. I saw both. I thought he thought you were coming too. Unfortunately, Brett's not at Minneapolis, but my buddy
this
Joe
year.
Yeah, this year. We'll leave it at this year. It's an amazing event. I had a great time in Minneapolis last year. It was my first time last year, and I'm excited. I'm next to Lauren Lavera from Terrifier 2, the main girl.
Wow.
Michael Toth, who just popped in. We're going to show this off later. We're going to do. You don't have a long time tonight, but I do want to show this off later as the art piece he did of Lauren. He did a light up box. He's doing some cool stuff. He's done some art for Ari Lehman. We're doing a few products for him in Minneapolis. So it's going to be a fun show with maybe some Doomsday's Crypt items on some other people's tables.
So here's a funny thing today. So I go to get our mail today. We went and looked at a couple houses today, and we were all excited. We went and looked at this one house. I was like, oh, cool. And I'm looking through the garage. So there's a house in the back. It's like a duplex. And I'm like, well, at least we got our own garage. But then I look through the garage, and it's like one of those old school English carriage houses. The garage opens up, and that takes you to the back where the back people live. So I was like, it's not even a garage, and I'd have to hear these people all night. But so then I went to get my mail after that, and there's one of the Michael Toth boxes. When he ships you something, he's got all his stickers on it, and it said D.D. Wagner. And I'm like, the hell's Michael Toth sending my wife something? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I called Mike, and he goes, I didn't send nothing to your wife. What are you talking about? I didn't send. I'm like, Mike, it's a box. So what it was is, I got some of those the hockey Leatherface masks from Mike in that box, and my wife shipped some AEW wrestling figures to somebody. She reused the box, and that guy got those AEW figures signed and sent back the box. So I was like, here, I'm calling Michael. What are you sending my wife gifts for? Anyways, that was a little funny thing today. So,
well, you got to be careful that Toth though. Don't let one incident just be. I'd still have the flag up with that guy. He's a little crazy.
He's 6'8". What do you mean? I don't want to really get in an argument with him.
Don't get mad. I'm saying just watch that, man. No, but Josh Lucas is here, who did the 3-eyed demon bust. You got to see that in person. That had the landing camp going. What is it? So that was pretty cool all in all. So it's good to see it. Ikeem Bozeman's here. He's actually I'd love to get him on. He's a talented actor, and we'll get him back on here. So good to see Akeem. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. And he's got some acting, legendary acting people that he's related to. You know, unfortunately, we lost one, but I'd love to talk to him about his experience acting, how he was influenced. So Akeem, I will reach out to you. I'd love to get you on the show. Listen to that smack talk. Are you gonna let him? Wow, look, he's like, I'm 6'8". I'm gonna talk smack now.
Yeah, we're okay. But yeah, so anyways, we got some good stuff coming up. This September is going to be, I'm going to be doing, like I said, this weekend, the Cult Classic. And then I am going on the 16th and 17th. I'll be with Lee Waddell. The original Ghostface Killer will be at Haunted Screams Expo in Hampton, Virginia. So I'm pretty excited about getting that thing doing. And then, things... we just got to find a house now and keep the wife and the dog happy and make our shows. And hopefully there's no more cancellations of cons that you and I are,
I can't see it. I can't see Minnesota's. I'm at by myself, but I don't see Taunton going down.
Nah, we're good on Taunton.
And Scarefest ain't going anywhere.
Bill D. Russell is in the house. Now, Bill, over the last weekend, when I was at Crypt Keeper's Halloween Emporium in Michigan, Sterling Heights, Michigan, Bill D. Russell, who I'm going to be in a movie, I believe, The Unseen with, Bill decided to drive up 2 hours and shoot the shiznit with me. So we had a good time, up there in Michigan together. Couple great, not tacos, but chicken sandwich places, John, I found. Your ex-wife, that's the place. It's called Your Ex-Wife's Chicken. Great chicken place that we had a nice spicy chicken sandwich at. So Michigan, Sterling Heights, Michigan has got some good chicken sandwich places.
Well, our buddy Joe Souza announced, and I showed you, and I told him, the taco truck is going to be right at the building.
I'm so excited.
They're like, the Schwag's coming. That taco place is all over the country. We're like, right here. They're bringing, I bet you there'll be multiple taco trucks.
That is Monster Expo, as we say. And that's in, how do you say it? Taunton?
Monster Expo 3D. It's in Taunton, Massachusetts. You got to check it out. It's going to be a great show. You're going to like it a lot.
Bob Elmore, myself, doing some dual Leatherface photo ops. We're pretty excited about that. Now, some Leatherface news. Our folks at Scarefest, I don't know if they've announced it yet, but I do know that there's going to be some special sledgehammers that are going to be up for grabs through Scarefest, and I think they're about to make that announcement. So if you go to their website over the next, I would say in the next week, you keep up on their website to see some of these cool things that these guys might be announcing about some special bloody signature series, one of a kind, Scarefest exclusive sledgehammers. And that's all I can say.
And I can't say too much because we haven't scheduled a date, but I told you a little bit about it. I was talking to Adrian, who's amazing at Scarefest as well, the event manager. And we're talking about doing something fun on the show, teaming up and doing a possible giveaway. And we were talking about a few things, and of course, we'd love to do it on our show and promote and hype up Scarefest because they have been amazing to us. Gotta love the whole team: Brandon Griffith, Adrian, Deacon Zelder, and the whole team, all the way top to bottom. One of the best shows I've ever been to. Some of the nicest people you ever meet. So if you are in Lexington, Kentucky, or even close by, you're going to want to check out this event. I think they've already announced 79 guests.
It's huge. But you know what? And I've never been there, but you have. And I've had friends that have been there. Of course, Adam Newsom's been there. And my buddy, the Kill Billy, Nate Hewitt, the wrestler, as well as Adam's the wrestler. But Nate Hewitt, the Kill Billy from the Holler up there, is he's got 2 Excalibur chainsaws. So he always brings when they do Scarefest, he always brings one for R.A. Mihailov to have at his table and do some photo ops with. So it's going to be a great time. There's so many.
He had 3 of them coming.
He might have 3 of them coming. That's right. So yeah, it's going to be a big time. So if you do it, listen, there's only a couple people that make those swords. I mean, those swords. I keep calling them a sword. That make those chainsaws, and you're going to see 3 great examples at Scarefest in October. So if you're a chainsaw fan, man, make sure you get out there and go say hello to R.A. Mihailov and check out Nate Hewitt's Excalibur that's going to be there. And then I think that, yeah, like you said, I think there are 3 the Excaliburs coming, and then we're going to have our sledgehammers.
We were talking about it the other night or something. I think we were talking about something. I think Brandon had commented and said that there were 3 of them coming.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. I mean, there ain't too many of those things floating around.
I think you're getting a bad signal. Is it me freezing, Daniel, or is it Brett on your end? I'm not sure who's freezing a little bit. Because I'm getting the freeze on my side, but it could be coming from my connection. So we'll make sure.
I don't see any freeze, but yeah.
It's okay. You're good now. I was getting freeze on my end. It might have been me freezing up. I don't know. Brett, Toast said it was you skipping a little bit, but you're coming in clear now.
Actually, I'm back in the bedroom on the orthopedic bed.
Yeah. Oh, listen, look at that shirt you're wearing. It's pretty freaking sweet, man. 5X. And that was from, was it a Cut Above? You know, I want to say, I don't.
A Cut Above out there in Arizona. A wonderful lady that made my Kemperkill t-shirt for me. And then also with the Michael Toth art on it. And then also has done your Doomsday's Crypt shirts. And so I have my own 5X shirt now, which is great. Hopefully to be in a 4X shortly. But wonderful lady. And when you need something quick,
she did it. Yeah.
She will get it done for you quick. And it's amazing how she does it. And she also sometimes with new stuff will do a little video showing you how your shirt is made and a little thing there. So pretty cool. Brett's vocals. Let me go.
You're getting no, not singing or anything. Kyle Curtis Fled is here. I want to give you a shout out. I haven't had a chance. Travis Allen. I'm not going to have a flashback at this one. I almost was going to bring one, but I do have a cool mask coming that came in. I mean, I got a bunch of Myers coming in. I got a bunch of different stuff. I do not have the flashback mask, but one of the guys I've been following since he first started, I haven't had a chance to get anything from. For this event, I finally got the James Jude Courtney, since he's going to be at Minnesota, and James is a great guy. I got the flashback, or the Ends mask, his unmasked Ends look, which was pretty gnarly. So I got Craig Federico, so anybody who knows him, a mask by him. He banged it out. Really cool. I wanted one for the table. I thought it'd be cool to have the unmasked Ends of James. The thing's really spot on, really cool. It came in the other day. I got a quick look at it. So big thanks to him, along with all the amazing people. Daniel Cruz. I got the Ends mask coming from him. I'm thinking of doing something like a half bust, throwing on the undermask.
Oh, nice.
Throwing on
a half bust.
Yeah, it'll take
so Daniel Cruz.
If it
Daniel's doing me a favor. We're sending some. I got some Addison Leatherface blanks, and Daniel is going to get those, I believe, probably tomorrow or Monday, and he's going to be doing those up for me for some stuff, which is great, and I appreciate that. Now, however, let me just say this. Trick or Treat Studios has stepped up the game with the 03 Leatherface masks. I've been seeing the pictures. I might have gotten a picture emailed to me from somebody over there that was nice enough to show me. And so, yeah, going to be some, if you get a chance and you don't have the money for a custom piece, obviously when we go to shows, it brings a nice assortment, anywhere from 5 to 10 Leatherface masks that have been done by our, whether it's Daniel or whether it's okay, let me get back here. Let me back up here. Daniel Cruz is giving me a crap, so let me back up a little bit. So whether or not some Jesse, Daniel, and some of the other guys that do our masks, take a look at some of these trick-or-treat videos of new 2003 masks. They look really good.
Somebody posted them. I know you had yours from a picture. I don't know if you've had them in hand yet, but I forget who it was. Somebody either in the group or a friend of mine had the new one, and I got to say it looks good. Like there's obviously some little bit of work, but the paint overall looks. Sal Onofre, the one who I had Mark Burnham sign. I saw he got a couple of them, and they looked really good. He was pretty blown away with it, which sucks. You could have waited for this announcement until after I sold the ones that we got. Just kidding.
Listen,
they're great masks, and that's
there's a big difference.
All joking aside, we want to make sure, like, I mean, it's cool that those came out so good, and people can buy something at an affordable price and get at the store or whatever. And I know you're planning on providing some of them, and to get a Schwag autograph instead of a custom mask, it definitely helps the fans out and owns a cool piece at a better price for them. And that's what we care about a lot. I know.
And are still, and the guys that do the custom masks for you and I, we're still not as expensive as a lot of people are. So it's still affordability. It's just a difference between
it's just not a
rehaul or a custom mask as opposed to something that's directly coming from Trick or Treat Studios.
You can always have a rehaul on it, and it'll still look a little better. But for a stock mask, you ain't gonna get that with you're always gonna have to rehaul a Myers or something. They're great masks. The sculpt is great, and I do not want to say anything bad about. But when you're producing a large amount of masks, you can't sit there and hand paint it. There's just no way to replicate it. But even the from what I saw with that new Leatherface, looks great for somebody just buying one. Because the ones, some of them are you do want to touch up, but that's one that looks like boom. And I know
we'll do an unboxing. When I come back, because I fly out very early. I fly out, I don't know, what about probably 8 hours, or I leave for the airport in 8 hours. So when I come back, they should be here. And I'll do a little unboxing.
One. I've heard they're great. And I'll definitely I have a few stock. There's some Trick or Treat Studio masks in this new 03 Leatherface, looks like it, that without a rehaul is amazing. I got the Halloween 5 Brute mask from Halloween 5, the other mask that Michael wears, and it looks just like it did in the movie right out of the box. The hairs, just everything's great on it. And there's a few other ones. So I'm looking forward to seeing the 03 Leatherface in person.
Yeah, there's just so much good stuff out there right now. And there's, and with all the guys and all the artists that, that provide and that we get to work with, that you always and I always try to showcase on the show, and we bring their artwork and their masks, or whether a picture that, it's tough sometimes when you're talking to a guy and you have him draw something up, and then, you're like, hey, I'm going to take your picture and I'm going to make 100 or 200 of these and put them on my table. So sometimes guys are a little, oh, I don't know about that. But then when they see it and the fans see it, they appreciate it. And we're very blessed to have a lot of these. I don't even know where I went with that. I don't know how that just came out and sounded stupid, but the artists that we use are we appreciate them. And I know they're very appreciative when we do showcase their artwork. And like when we were at Crypticon in Denver, the amount of masks, cool masks, and all the different artwork, the shadow boxes, the machetes, the clocks, everything that we had out there, people would walk by, and instead of just, a minute or so or 30 seconds, they were over there for 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, and then coming back multiple times to see all the cool stuff that was there.
Well, that's if you noticed on my table, I don't really have anything that isn't made by one of the people in Doomsday's Crypt or in the community that I'm a big fan of their work. Whether it's, obviously Michael Toth has done a lot of work. Daniel Cruz is here. His masks popped. I got to say, even Doug Tate was really blown away by your work, Daniel. He thought you did an amazing job on those masks. And so I want you to know that the art by Michael Toth killed. I only have a few guys I go with now that I put on the table, and each one I know what they, like Daniel is my Michael Myers guy, and he kills it. And he's done a few of those 03 Leatherface. My favorite Leatherface that I have in my collection right now for sale is one that he did. But yeah, everything's done. I don't have NECA figures. I bought some, but I don't do well selling them. Showcasing all these talented people who make this stuff and put it together, whether it's art, like Michael Toth and Scott Straka. Those are two of the artists that I use. Michael Toth is all over the place with new cool items. Daniel Cruz, Jesse Aarons, Lonnie McCollum, Josh Lucas, you name it, James Roth with the gloves. All handcrafted stuff made by talented guys. And it just looks so amazing on the table when you put all their work together.
And then mix a little Big Schwag in there, and I take a little corner of that thing, and we have a pretty good deal, man.
Your setup was nice. I mean, that 03 Leatherface or the 74, we could a few tweaks, but overall that thing looks great, man. We got to get a sledge in that hand instead of the chainsaw.
Yeah, we got to figure it out. All right, now listen. Appreciate you guys. I know, John, you're going to talk a little bit more, but I got to get up very early and get up and go to the airport, and I am pooped, and I got to go take the dog out to go do whatever she's got to do outside. But I will holler at you over the weekend. Maybe I can go live or do something while I'm down there, and we'll get Tom Matthews or CJ Graham to come on. And we know Tom Matthews we know CJ Graham loves you when you're wearing your Halloween stuff. So
he loves oh my God, when there's a table full of Myers, that man is just in love. I've never seen somebody love Michael Myers the way that CJ does.
But I'm excited. It's going to be fun. It's always a new experience. I've never been to Baton Rouge, so Baton Rouge. And it's always nice to be able to see some guys that you respect and have a good time with. And CJ Graham, Tom Matthews, and some of even Darcy DeMoss.
They got the Killer Clowns going. They got the Friday the 13th Part 6. I'm going to go over the rest of the guest list since you're going to be there this weekend. And I'm going to talk I'll stay on a little bit longer because I haven't been on in a while. We're going to talk about Crypticon Minnesota. We'll talk about our upcoming events in October. So,
all right, buddy.
Take care. Safe travels, and I'll talk to you this weekend or tomorrow, I'm sure.
All right. Hey, thank you, man.
All right. Take care, bud. All right. So what's going on? Go Tigers. Okay. Go Tigers. All right. I'm guessing that's what you mean by it. Safe trip, Brett. Hey, Tony. Hey, Mike. My sister's here. Debbie, we're going to get you on. My sister's a real talented singer, and I wish I could. I'm sure I can find the video she made. She did a video tribute to me. It's a little embarrassing for me because, it's so nice, and I appreciate my sister doing that. But we're going to finish up this Cult Classic convention that Brett's going to, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Crypticon Minnesota. That's going to be a fun event. If I can figure out it. There we go. Let's give it the whole screen, though. It deserves the whole screen. There we go. I'll be on the bottom here. So, Part 6, you got Darcy DeMoss, Tom Freethy. I'm probably butchering his name. He was he was a cool, funny character in that movie. Friday 13th Part 6 was my first movie. I don't know if Debbie's heard this story, but when me and Dad would travel for hockey, we were on a road trip. We'd go to the video store. It's when he bought that video camera. And I watched Friday 13th Part 6 in black and white with a little earbud in my ear through the islands. But the Killer Clowns cast, I was really looking forward to them at Midwest Monster Fest, which unfortunately got canceled. Walter Felon is going to be at the event. And let me make sure. It's the Baton Rouge, or the Cult Classic Convention in Baton Rouge. You got a bunch of the Killer Clowns people. That's awesome. Robert Mukes, I'm looking forward to meeting him. I believe he's at Scarefest. Walter Felon, he was just at Crypticon Kansas City. Ginger Lynn, Patty Mullen, Frankenhooker. I love that movie. Kevin Porter, Punisher, The Schwag. You got Don Yasso. You got a bunch of great guests here. We're going to scroll through a little bit, but I think that's going to be a cool convention. Brett's going to have some really, really cool stuff on the table. Yeah, we got some exclusives there, Toth. Yeah, I want to show off some of the stuff you were working on here. I have 50 people. Let's see here. Let me see. All right. See if we can find that light up box. I think this thing's cool as hell right here. Let me switch it over. So Mike's been killing it with the art. We're doing some Lauren Lavera and also Ari Lehman work. I mean, that's going to be our big thing. We got everything else situated. Daniel Cruz is coming in with some ends and some 2018 masks. But this thing's cool. And I'm just seeing this for the first time, putting the bars around it on the light box. That thing looks really cool. What I would have done, just kidding, Mike. You killed it. I like that a lot. We love the black lights in the crypt. That thing is cool as hell. So I want to go through a few things of Mike's at some point. I'm not going to try to pull it up tonight because I got to get back to med change and the whole thing at work. So I got to get that done. Yeah, that's one of the things. He's done some Ari Lehman stuff. We've posted in Doomsday's Crypt on Facebook. If you guys aren't following and you're on YouTube and you're not following the Doomsday's Crypt Facebook group, check it out because we do some cool stuff there too. And vice versa. If you're on Facebook, check out the YouTube. There's some really cool uploads and unboxings and stuff that maybe you guys have missed in the past. But I got to get back to work. I appreciate you guys being here. Crypticon, Minneapolis next month. James Jude Courtney, right next to one of my favorite horror movie of 2023. One of my favorite series of all time now, Terrifier. And Terrifier 2's Lauren Lavera is going to be next to us. Ari Lehman's going to be there. James Jude Courtney is going to be there. The list goes. Alex Vincent, Christine Elise, Ari Lehman. Who else we got? We got Brad Laurie. A ton of people going to that event. So check that out if you're in Minnesota, August 20th to the August 17th through the 19th. I'm probably butchering those dates. It's this month. But check it out. Crypticon, Minnesota, a few weeks. It's going to be an awesome event. Cannot think of the dates. 15th through the 17th. Got it. But I will talk to you guys soon. I'm going to try to do a live this weekend. We'll see if I got time for it. But hopefully I can. And until next time, see you guys later. Peace.